Good day, everybody. It's Dan Martin from the EM Solutions Department, EM standing for Equipment Management Solutions. So here we are. We got a group of guys. We got Jim Thornton and Brian Davis and John Axford here talking about machine telematics today.
Hang on. Start off. What's telematics?
Oh, man. That is the $10 word for the technology that gets the data on your machine, off your machine.
I'll give you $20 for that word.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You might use it. So in the Caterpillar world, telematics is all about product link. That's our sort of trademarked telematics device. It's the hardware that gets the stuff off of your machine. And, there is a ton of data floating around machines today. And a pop quiz in the room for anybody who could shout out the number of computers that are on a paver these days. Anybody have a
11.
guess?
24.
Oh, split the difference. Actually, 13.
Ooh, I was close.
I didn't even know you could do that. 11's a pretty good guess. Probably last year was probably 11. You got 13 on them right now. So all of those computers are busy logging stuff, doing things throughout the use of the machine, and there's a lot of good information floating around in there that you probably want to take a look at from time to time, or better yet, have a report that summarizes what's actually happening in your machine and get it off there. So why would you want to look into telematics? What are you going to do with it? Just knowing where your fleet is. That's a challenge for a lot of people. The bigger the fleet gets, it's more and more of a concern. If you're listening to this call and you've got a single backhoe, you're probably operating that backhoe and you don't necessarily need
Hopefully
to
you know where it is.
You're sitting in it.
Yeah, exactly. Some Mondays I have to wonder about that. No, but we've got guys with growing fleets and just not everything's sitting at one project, so getting an idea of where everything is it's a good reason to have telematics to begin with. Just tracking down what your underutilized machines are. You've got lots of stories out there of guys who've got a fleet of machines, you get a call from a site saying, hey, we need another backhoe down here or another dozer to keep up with whatever the project needs are. And then they log in online and find out, A, they've got a spare one or one sitting idle at another site that can float over, or no, you numbskulls, you're only using them 30% of the time that you actually have one, right? So there's a lot of operational insights you can gather by knowing how many hours and how much idle time or working time there is on your fleet. Something that's becoming more popular for people to track as well will be maintenance, just keeping on top of a maintenance schedule. You've got guys that have got years of experience maintaining fleets, and they, either keep everything in a book on their desk or they've got it all up in their head. In today's day and age, it takes a lot more to it. Maintenance schedules sometimes are a little bit more complicated than they were in the past. Keeping track of when all your service intervals are coming due. We can use the hour meter on the machine and some software running through a site called VisionLink to give you reminders of when your services are due. So you can kind of plan your work ahead and kind of optimize the trips out to the machine and the downtime. Make sure you have parts in before you need to do the work, that sort of thing.
Especially when you're dealing with a larger fleet, I would suppose, especially if you have a number of the same machine.
Oh, very much so. Yeah.
The repair you made on this machine melts in your mind, and the repair you made on the same other machine, but it's not the same machine, right?
Yeah, unit 521 or 523 I did last week.
You know what? You bring up a good point, though, Brian. Is it possible for us to connect other OEMs into VisionLink, Dan?
That's awesome. Yeah, and actually something very new that just came out into VisionLink, just even as a couple months ago. When we're sitting here in November now, but there's an Association of Equipment Management Professionals. It's a board that sort of standardized on a data feed that all OEMs will adhere to at some point. Right now, the major ones, so Cat, Deere, Komatsu, Volvo, they're sort of the first to the table with a data feed that you can plug in mixed fleets into VisionLink. So you don't have to log into 4 websites when you start your day. You can go right into VisionLink and see all of that data in one place.
That's pretty slick. So how do they do that? Do they get in touch with their product support rep?
Yep, and I guarantee you that guy's going to be reaching out to me, but
Hey.
It's new for everybody, right?
Dan!
But, yeah, it wouldn't be the first time. So that's probably your best bet, is to track down your PSSR or your product support sales rep, and then talk about that data feed if you want to get all your fleet into one place. If the machine doesn't have a telematics package on there, a JD link or a product link of some kind, we do sell product link for all makes and models. It's not just a factory install item. You can retrofit on just about anything. When it comes to maintenance, there's actually a manual maintenance mode as well. So in the on-highway trucking business, it's fairly common. A guy will have a GPS device on the tractor side of the truck, and then on the trailer, we can actually enter those into manual maintenance, where somebody just periodically updates the current mileage for the trailer, and we can follow the annual inspections and that kind of thing that need to be done. So lots of options there when it comes to utilizing the telematics to help make your life a little easier. Some of the other things very common, tracking your fuel usage. We now also have a fuel burn guarantee on quite a few models. How many models are there in that fuel burn guarantee?
100.
Well, yeah, over 100.
Over 100. We'll just go with over 100. It's changing.
Yeah, okay.
It's getting updated every day.
Yeah. So that's a really great system, and what we do is we do track the fuel burn coming off of the machine ECMs and compare it against sort of the benchmark average, I guess. So what they're looking to burn per hour, and then we can even see if you're under or over that number. And if you're over, CAT will pay out, and I'm sure we'll talk more about that in a future podcast. But it's just being able to keep track of your fuel usage. You know, you want to compare notes between what your fuel trucks are saying they deliver to site versus what your equipment's actually burning. Totally possible to do that through this product link system. Payload monitoring is also something new. We have a few machines now coming factory standard with a CPM system on there, which will give you a lot of control in the cab for monitoring your payload, but also getting that data off of the machine and viewing it in a report. So you can see how many tons you moved each day, how many cycles you did, all that kind of stuff you can view from your desktop anytime you want. And something very new that just came available this month is a starter motor inhibitor. So it's only available on next-gen product links, so the ones that are currently available. Next-gen is current gen, I guess, at this point.
Is this like the car of tomorrow for NASCAR is the car of yesterday?
It's something like that. I'm going to go cross-eyed at one point, try to keep track of all this. But yeah, they do have a starter motor disable kit. I think it's under $200. There's no subscription required for the starter motor inhibitor by itself. Basically, so long as the product link is active, has a subscription on it, you can set a curfew for that machine so that after hours the machine won't start up unless you override it over the air. So it's sort of a nice introduction, or even in some cases a replacement for MSS, depending on what your needs are. But
that could be definitely a big change for our market. We'll see what happens there.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a really nice little tool, and it works both on satellite and cellular options. So I'm sure we'll sell a few of those in the next year. So I may have mentioned Vision Link and Product Link. So I often get a question, what's the difference between Product Link and Vision Link? So Product Link, if you want to think about it, that's just the hardware that we're mounting up to the machine. Almost all CAT literature always talks about the Product Link solution. Well, Vision Link is the website that most people go to view that information. So Vision Link, if you think of that as the website and Product Link as the hardware, you'll be perfect. Really, Vision Link is a 50-50 joint venture between Trimble and CAT to build a really good industry-leading website to keep track of all of your equipment. So Trimble, if you are a machine control and guidance customer, you may already be familiar with the project monitoring features of Vision Link. But it's the same site you would go to track all of your usage and maintenance pieces in there as well. So I think that's probably enough for this podcast on telematics. And if you wanted to find out more, certainly if you have an assigned PSSR, I would definitely recommend reaching out to them. If you don't, and you just want to check out online for some more information, cat.com/productlink is probably your best bet. And then at Toromont, we also have toromontcat.com/EM solutions. And that's all for me for this week.
Thanks for your help.
Thank you.